In today's video, we're taking our first look at the CCI Uppercut ammo in .22 long rifle. This ammo is marketed as self-defense ammo by CCI. The box states it is designed for semi-auto pistols and optimized for 2.5 to 4-inch barrels. Velocity is listed as 950 feet per second for the 32-grain jacketed hollow point projectile. In our part 1 video, we'll put reliability and velocity to the test. Representing the short-barreled semi-auto .22 pistol, we'll be using our Ruger LCP2 chambered in .22 long rifle that has a 2.8-inch barrel. Representing the longer-barreled semi-auto .22 pistols, we'll be using our Smith & Wesson M&P 22X with its 4.1-inch barrel. But wait, there's more. To give us a measuring stick of how the Uppercut stacks up, we've brought along another ammo marketed as self-defense ammo, Federal Punch. Get it? Uppercut versus Punch. We also have a third ammo, one of the internet's favorites, CCI Stinger or Stinger, depending on where you live. Let's kick things off with the CCI Uppercut for .22 long rifle. Here we go. Helps if I remember to take the safety off. Okay, failure on the first round. That's not good. Failure on the second round. Okay, this is not looking good. Okay, I said we were going to do 20. We're not going to do 20. That was, it rendered my LCP2 single stack pistol. Conveniently, I brought along some ammo that may work better. Just checking to make sure I didn't have a box already open. Let's put 10 on camera in of the CCI Minimag Varmint. And see if our reliability improves at all. Average velocity on those 10 single shots, 875. I didn't think we'd hit 950, but it is what it is. All right, here we go. We're not going to run the Doppler on this. We're just going to shoot 10 for reliability's sake. Okay. Now remember, in this fictional scenario, the bad guy has given you the opportunity to try different ammo. Okay, 10 for 10, same magazine. We're not gonna, nope, not trying that next time. Nope. Nope-a-rito on that one. Let's see how it does. 4.1-inch barrel, Smith & Wesson, new shot sample, right hand top target for the first 10. Okay, the ammo is actually a little high into the right of my 0, which happens to be with this Minimag Varmint. We got 6 of 10 on the Doppler. Let's fire another magazine. I'll try to get a few more on the Doppler. Okay, first failure. Failure to eject or extract. Same, no. That was just a failure to feed. And the wheels have fallen off. Okay, we're up to 15 on the Doppler. Reliability.
Yeah.
Average velocity out of the 4.1-inch barrel, though, 1,023 feet per second. Too bad the reliability. Let's do another. We're going to use that same magazine. Okay. We actually just shot a whole box of ammo through this magazine off, well, on a different camera, shall we say. So far, definitely not impressed with the CCI Uppercut. Here we go. Yep, oh, it's still good. Okay. I'm sorry, Uppercut. You're kind of like a kick to the shins. Things are not looking good for the Uppercut ammo. But before we pass judgment, let's see how the CCI Stinger performs. Okay. So far, reliability, much, much better. We're up to 7 on the Doppler. Okay. A significant improvement in reliability. It's not even CCI Stinger. Orders of magnitude better than the Uppercut kick to the shins. Yeah. Here we go. M&P 22X. Top middle target. Okay, we're basically not getting measurements. Yeah, I think we have 12 on the Doppler. I want to say 1 failure, but certainly better again than the Uppercut. For time considerations, I removed a few minutes of struggle bus with the Doppler. For both pistols, we saw significantly better reliability and better velocity. But before we say more, let's do that federal punch test first. And a failure. Good thing for the old barkeep boot ramrod. Okay. I think it might have gone cold on us. Federal punch, top target. We got one shot in before it didn't go well. Here we go. Oh, shit. It helps if I start the Doppler. Here we go. Try this again. Okay, we're up to 8. Only one what I would call major failure. Okay, we have 10 on the Doppler. Failure. Okay, now they're kind of nosing into the... Okay, that round is just not going to feed. Taking that one out. Okay, one major failure, one what we'll call minor failure, 2 minor failures. Not good, but it is what it is. Here we go, federal punch out of the 22X at that bottom top target. Here we go. Okay, 10 of 10 on the Doppler. These next 10 I'm going to fire at the same target, but we're not going to worry about if we get them on the Doppler. Okay, and out of the longer barrel of our 22X, no failures. It's time we crunch some numbers and get to our final thoughts. For the CCI Uppercut 22 long rifle with its 32 grain jacketed hollow point projectile, out of the 2.8-inch barrel of our LCP2, our average velocity was 875 feet per second for 54.4 foot-pounds of energy on average. The reliability was beyond terrible. 100% of the shots we attempted had a failure. It was so bad we skipped the second magazine for both time and sanity considerations. Out of the 4.1-inch barrel of our 22X, our average velocity was 1,023 feet per second for 74.3 foot-pounds of energy on average. The reliability was better, but still bad. 15% of the shots we attempted had a failure. Moving to the CCI Stinger with its 32 grain copper-plated hollow point projectile, out of the 2.8-inch barrel of our LCP2, our average velocity was 1,027 feet per second for 74.9 foot-pounds of energy on average. We had 0 failures across the 20 shots we fired. Out of the 4.1-inch barrel of our 22X, our average velocity went to 1,125 feet per second for 84.9 foot-pounds of energy on average. We did have 1 failure across the 20 shots fired, though I think it's not shown in the footage. For the Federal Punch, with its 29-grain lead projectile, out of the 2.8-inch barrel of our LCP2, our average velocity was 1,072 feet per second for 74 foot-pounds of energy on average. Reliability was much better than the Uppercut, but almost everything would be. Our failure rate with this ammo and firearm combo was 15%, which is still far from good. Out of the 4.1-inch barrel of our 22X, our average velocity was 1,213 feet per second for 94.7 foot-pounds of energy. Reliability out of our 22X was very good, with 0 failures. Looking at velocity and energy numbers side by side, in my opinion, the difference between the Uppercut and the Punch ammo is huge as far as 22 long rifle is concerned. I expected velocity and energy numbers from the Uppercut closer to what we saw from the Stinger, and we got nothing close. But let's look at another interesting number. When comparing the overall lengths of these ammos, you'll notice a difference between them in average lengths, which is to be expected, but here's where things got unexpected. Of the very small 5-round sample pulled from the boxes I used, 4 of the 5 Stingers measured the same length off my caliper. Neither the Punch nor the Uppercut were as close or consistent in that regard. Let's briefly discuss the projectiles. Both the Uppercut and the Stinger are hollow point projectiles, while the Punch has a solid lead projectile. For the Stingers, at the lower velocity we see from our LCP2 against a naked gel block, the hollow point expansion, it's going to be inconsistent at best. With little to no expansion, when we tested it in the past, we saw penetration in the 9-inch range in a ballistics gel block. When there is some hollow point expansion, that penetration dropped to the 7.5-inch range. And that's the most ideal conditions possible. Naked gel block, no undershirt to block bullets, that's big. At the higher velocity of our 22X, it's likely we see better hollow point expansion, but is that a good thing? Flash back to our previous picture where we also see 3 22 Magnum hollow points that have picture-perfect expansion, and they sit at the 6-inch range of our block. I suspect we'd see similar if we had tested the 22X back when we did this 22 long rifle versus 22 Magnum gel test. For our Federal Punch, from the short barrel, we saw penetration in the 14 to 16 plus inch range. There's no reason to not expect at least that, if not better, from the higher velocity of our 22X. If we pretend like we'll get perfect expansion from our 22 long rifle ammo, is that a good thing in a self-defense situation? A perfectly expanded 22 long rifle round might become the size of a 380 FMJ in terms of the hole diameter, but at great expense to the penetration. Will they do damage? Absolutely. Can they do lethal damage? Absolutely. Will that damage happen quickly enough in a survival situation? I'm not sure. I'm not a medical doctor. I don't even play one on TV. For our Uppercut ammo, had it performed close to reliably from either our LCP2 or our 22X, we'd be doing a part 2 of this video in the fall where we do a ballistics gel test. But because this ammo has performed so poorly on the reliability front, there's no point in us even doing that. If we carry the LCP2 or the 22X, it's not close to reliable enough to be considered on the list of ammo for self-defense use. I don't even know if it would be in the room where the list is. Anyway, the Federal Punch was plenty good enough for my 22X, but not reliable enough from my LCP2 for me to trust it out of the LCP2. It works fine in pistols like my 22X or my 1522 pistol, but not my shorter barreled pistols like my LCP2 or my Bobcat. The hidden winner today for me was the CCI Minimag varmint ammo we shoot frequently. When the wheels fell off testing, the more expensive premium ammo the mini mag varmint saved the day. If nothing else, it very much highlights the importance of testing your carry ammo in your carry firearm before it's officially your carry ammo. The Uppercut ammo looked about as bad as ammo could look today. For me, that's unfortunate. I was hoping it would be more reliable out of my LCP2 than the Punch, and it's far from that. About as far from that as you could be. If you carry a pocketable 22 and you have tried the Uppercut ammo, how did it work for you? Was it reliable enough out of your firearm for you to be comfortable carrying it? Or have you opted for something else? Let us know in the comments. And that seems like the perfect spot to end today's video. If you enjoyed today's presentation, like it, share it with your friends and family, maybe drop a comment on there. Those things are free, and they really help the channel greatly. If you'd like to help us make more of these videos in the future, look into becoming a member. Fred and I really appreciate you getting this far. Thanks for watching, and as always, have a nice night.
Now I'm going to need all of you in the Bacon Nation to have a seat right over there.
Did I get it? Yeah.
10 yards.
I'm thankful for you. I appreciate everything you do. So stay safe, stay healthy, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I'll see you on the TV. And, take care of Fred and Corey when you can. You know what I mean.